Well, over the years, as I have, read about the genocide, and of course, I had always had firsthand descriptions of what they went through. One problem I've always had, and many other Armenians have had, is the failure of the United States to actually recognize the Armenian Genocide. The Armenian Genocide was one of the first genocides of the 20th century, and as we went forward, the largest genocide in history took place against the Jews by the Nazi regime. And I think that recognizing these genocide events is very important in trying to educate people and prevent it from happening in the future. My name is Chopoorian, and I'm a first-generation Armenian-American. I lived in Rhode Island my whole life. My father and his family came from Armenia and settled here. Armenia was an independent country until maybe the 1500s when it became part of the Turkish Empire. My father's family lived in the area called Husinig, which was like a town, and it was in the province of Karpet. My father would talk about the genocide, but he left his village in 1915. He was 6. He remembers leaving the village. He remembers, this forced march to the refugee camp in Dezhor, Syria. But it was kind of like an adventure. And he only has a limited memory of it. My father came with his brother Andrew, his brother Ed, and his 2 sisters, Veronica and Maritza. Andrew was the first family member to marry, and then in 1938, my father married my mother, Lucille Beausoleil. It was a little unusual because most of that generation Armenians that came here married other Armenians, so there was a word for the person you married that wasn't Armenian. It was Ordad. So my father married an Ordad. My mother was 15 or 16 when her mother passed away. And a year or 2 later, her father was remarrying, and they were going to move to the nearby Massachusetts. Where my mother lived in Pawtucket, next door there was a family, an Armenian family named Kanoyan, and my mother had been very friendly with the Kanoyan children. So when her father was remarrying, a couple of years after her mother died and moving out of the area, She actually stayed in Pawtucket and moved in with the Chopoorian family. Every Easter, we have a tradition with the Chopoorian family of going to Wright's Farm. Wright's Farm is a restaurant in northern Rhode Island that's only open on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and they only sell chicken dinners. It's chicken and pasta and French fries. We went there the first time in 1964 after a baptismal event for one of the cousins in the family. And then we started going to Wright's Farm every Easter, and we still go there. You know, these types of get-togethers are very important. You know, when I was younger, I had the Chopoorian side of the family, and we had the Chopoorian side of the family. I mean, we would all celebrate our Christmases together. But as the families expanded, and my cousins married, and they had children, it's very difficult to do that. So getting, you know, whether it's Christmas time, or if it's summer get-togethers, or is it Easter, where we can all get together, you know, it's very important because we don't see each other during the year like we used to. Being an Armenian, to me, you know, is the closeness, is the connection to the church, connection to the customs, the food. You have a kind of a lost feeling because you know, although there is a country today called Armenia, my father's ancestral homeland is in the eastern part of historic Armenia, which is part of Turkey. So you always have that feeling that of loss, that you know, where my family came from, you know, is no longer a viable area of Armenia, you know. Some people can go back to where their grandparents lived, go visit the area, you know, where with myself and many other Armenians, that's not a possibility.